It's given up close and personal, isn't it? It might be too much. But hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are well. Thank you for joining me. I am so unbelievably excited to bring you today's video because I feel like after years, I finally perfected like my perfect soft glam makeup look. And I just feel like this for any occasion is going to have you covered, like full stop. I'm talking prom, races, wedding guests, like this is just the perfect full coverage, gorgeous soft glam look. And we're going to do it together tutorial style. If you don't follow me over on my other socials, then for you, this is a new location unlocked, which is incredibly exciting. This is my bedroom and it's where I film a lot of my stuff, I'll be honest with you. But this situation right now, you're just going to have to just pretend it's not there because we're running out of space. We are running out of space and the actual filming location may be changing very soon. Exciting news, but for now, we're just going to have to deal with the carnage that is this because currently I can't find a home for it, but I'm obsessed with it all, so obviously I don't want to get rid of it. I digress. Right, let's get straight into the video. Thank you so much, guys, and I really hope you enjoy. Mwah. Now, I'm not going to do my hair in this video, just to preface this, but I have actually already done my hair for today and I've literally done it in heatless curls. This is what it looks like. I am obsessed. I will do like how I do all my hair care very soon and I'll show you guys how I do my heatless curls and things like that overnight. But for now, this is kind of how I would have my hair with this look, to be fair. Let's get into it. Just going to start off by getting my hair out of my face. And then this is the current skin situation. If I was going to be suffering with more blemishes, I may spot conceal a little bit more. But today I'm actually going to go straight in and underpaint once we've done our eyes. But we'll get to that. That is actually a new technique I've fallen in love with at the minute. Now, first thing I'm going to go in and do is my brows. This is Maybelline Super Fluff and this is in the shade 257 Medium Brown. I'm obsessed with this product. And basically, it's got a little bit of a tint to it and it holds your brows in place, but it's nothing too rigid. I feel like sometimes when I use brow glues that are like too strong, I feel like in natural daylight they can look a little bit funny and sometimes even white cast. So I love this because I feel like it has a nice blend of holding it down but also giving it a nice bit of colour. And as you can see, within literally just a few swipes, the brow looks considerably more defined. It's a new find for me actually, and I've really been enjoying this. And then after I've used this, we will go in and carve them out. But for now, this is actually like such a quick way to do the brows. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in school, I literally used to spend like 20 minutes per eyebrow and they still were in different postcodes. So if anything, just use this because it takes up so much less time and actually it still can make your brows look really nice. Like I said, I am going to go in and carve out my eyebrows. I'm going to use the HMB Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer to do this. This is in the shade SF 0.5N. This is lighter than my complexion, but I just really like this, and actually it makes a really nice little base to like prime your eyelids with. Then this is just like a Made by Mitchell brush. This is the ME5, I believe. And I'm just going to go in and literally carve out my brows. Now, obviously, I have got eyelash extensions on. If you haven't, it will be a little bit easier to do this. I actually feel like this makes a huge difference, not just as a base for the eyeshadow, but actually just in terms of sculpting out the eyebrow. It can make it look more defined, but not blocky. Do you know what I mean? Which is what I'm here for. And then same again, just on this side. Just get that on the lid. I also feel like as well, when you carve out your eyebrows, if you've got a few little pesky eyebrow hairs everywhere, like this actually hides them in a way which is quite nice. Your eyebrows don't need to be perfect all the time, like just do this and they look like airbrushed. Then I'm just going to go in and take a sponge and blend this out as best I can. Like I said, I've got eyelash extensions on. If you haven't, you'll find this much easier. This is just a little HMB Cosmetics sponge and I'm just going to go in and lightly blend that in as much as possible, making sure that basically my eyelid is coated in the concealer. And then that's that one side done. And at this stage, it doesn't need to be too precise. Even that is absolutely perfect. Like I said, it just gives us a base for the eyeshadow, but we're going to go in and set this now on the lids. To set, I'm actually going to take the Huda Beauty Loose Powder. This is in the shade Pound Cake. I've opened mine so weirdly, and I don't know if anybody else does that, but I feel like it stops mine going everywhere. Not that it ever particularly does before, but I keep it like this. And then I'll literally take a brush and like dip it in the lid or something. I'll show you. This is just a little brush from Peaches and Cream. This is the PC17 and I'll go in and literally set the lids. Again, don't need to be too precise. Job done. Next up, we're going to go in and do eyeshadow. Now, I never used to be an eyeshadow person at all, but I just think this look can look so beautiful. It can really accentuate your eye colour, and actually it's really simple. Like, you don't need to be good at eyeshadow to get this to look good, which obviously I'm grateful for. Now this is actually from Be Perfect. This is the Golden Hour Dawn Edition face and eye palette. You get a mirror and then you get all of these shades here as well, which is amazing. Here you get cream and powder products, but we're just going to go in and use this little section here. So I'll just grab a brush. Now we're going to go in with like a soft kind of browny look with a little bit of shimmer in the inner corner. So I'm actually going to take the shade Crisp, which is this one here, and we're just going to work that, focusing mainly on the outer corner, but loosely just going to pop that across the lid. like so. Just kind of like this neutral bronzy shade. You can actually use your own bronzer to do this, but I just feel like this palette in particular is perfect and has got really, really lovely subtle shades. And then same again on the other eye. It doesn't need to be too precise as well because we can clean up the edges afterwards. Then I've just grabbed a slightly smaller brush and we're going to go in with a slightly darker colour. This is the shade Glory. Again, it's quite a warm brown shade. And we're going to focus that mainly on the outer corner and right in the crease. And then same again, just on this eye. And then I'm just going to go back in with our fluffy brush and just ensure that that's all kind of blended out as seamlessly as possible at the moment. As you can see, it's just immediately accentuating the eyes and we're literally like just at the start. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm feeling it today, so I thought, why not? I'm actually going to go in and take one darker shade, and I'm going to go in with this one here. This is Daybreak. I've never actually used this shade before, but I don't know, I must be feeling it today. And again, focusing right on this outer corner. And then back in with the fluffy brush for the final time, just to blend that out. And then once we've done that, we're now going to go in and just put a really lovely little shimmery shade on the inner corner. I'm actually going to go in and use this. This is a highlight shade from this palette, and this is called Sunrise. I'm literally just going to take my little finger. This is so pigmented, so I'm literally just going to tap it on, because otherwise it will be like the most opaque shimmer, which is gorgeous, but this is more of like a natural looking eye. We're going to keep them nice and subtle, but still we've got a beautiful bit of shimmer and we've got a little bit of depth, which, like I say, I just think makes any eye colour literally just pop. Now, before we go any further, I'm actually going to go in and add a little bit of tan to my neck. Now, don't worry, this is like an instant spray tan in a can, essentially. And this is from Be Bold. It's an instant tan, which literally dries down in just a few seconds. And I always feel like my neck is considerably paler than my chest. So this is like a little hack for me, to be honest with you. And then it means I can go for like a really lovely bronzy look and it all coincides together. Now, you can actually wear this like on your entire body, so don't worry. Obviously I've got a high neck top on right now, but you can literally bring this all down your chest, all down your legs if it's an occasion. And look, it's literally dry already. It's water resistant, sweat resistant. This is gorgeous. I wear the shade Dark in the satin finish, but they've actually just brought out some new formulas with loads of different ones, but look, instantly look more bronzy and I'm here for it. It's skin time, which is exciting. So I'm actually going to go in and moisturise first. I just think the key to makeup lasting for a long time as well as primer is hydrated skin. This is the vegan retinol alternative moisturiser. This is from Nature's Spell. And the reason I love this is because it contains hyaluronic acid, but also firming acne control. And I am super prone to getting acne. I've got sensitive skin and I also have endometriosis. So I suffer with hormonal acne. So for me, this moisturiser is amazing because it doesn't break me out. My skin's used to it and loves it. And look, also just makes a really lovely base underneath makeup too. Like, I love it. Then I'm just going to go in and prime. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Primer. I am obsessed with this. Like, this is a relatively new find for me, which is crazy. And I love it. I just feel like if ever you actually want your makeup to seriously last and just blur your whole skin, like, this is literally the cheat code. Now, I apply it mainly in the areas where I get oily, if any, but I actually just kind of apply this all over my skin. Now, recently, when it comes to my base makeup, I've started doing something entirely different and I've started underpainting. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's essentially where you apply like your cream products underneath foundation, so like your bronzer underneath your foundation. And not only does it give you the most seamless blend, but I also find I literally use like less than a pump of foundation product as well, which is amazing. Now, bronzer wise, we're going to use this. This is the Jordana Tisha Bronzer Duo. Apologies of the state of mind, but I'm obsessed with this. This is in the shade Palm Paradise. I love it so much. And I'm just going to take a HMB brush. This is the F05 to apply this. Now, if you haven't seen this before, you will think this girl has gone wild. You are going to look crazy. But it's very much a trust the process moment. And you're just going to go in and liberally apply your bronzer where you normally would, except you're just going to do it direct, fresh to the skin. So literally on top of primer like this. And I know it's crazy, but trust me, it works. Now, the girlies that have kind of done this for a long time are your girlies like Cariad, Caitlin, and I tried this the other day, and when I say I've never looked back, I'm not joking. Like, I literally feel like this revolutionised the way I do my makeup, and I did it once, and then I was like hooked. Also, just gonna pop some on the chin. I told you it was gonna look crazy, right? But trust me, just trust the process. And also, don't be scared to like apply a bit. You want to apply this liberally. So this is what it looks like. I know, crazy, but trust me. And guess what? It gets weirder because we don't actually blend yet at all. So we're going to go in straight away with concealer. This is the HMB concealer we use to prime our eyelids, again in the shade SF 0.5N. And I'm just going to go in and apply this in all the areas that I'd like to highlight. So essentially my under eyes, a little bit on my chin, and then also going in on my forehead like so. But I'm also just going to do a super discreet little line just like underneath the jawline so we can really get a lovely snatch look. And then we're going to start blending, but the trick is try and keep the bronzer where it is because we are going to apply foundation kind of in the in-between parts. Again, going to go back in using my little HMB sponge. It has seen better days, but I just love this because it's got so many different angles on it, which makes it really easy to get in all the hard to reach places. I'm going to start off by doing the eyes first. This concealer is amazing. If you haven't tried this, it's so unbelievably like full coverage and blurring, but it doesn't feel cakey, which I feel like is quite hard to achieve both of those things. Literally within a couple of taps it's blended, okay? And blend out the rest of that concealer. By the way, if I keep looking this way, it's because this is where like my mirror is. Sorry if it's a bit confusing, but I just want to make sure that that is really lovely and sharp. I'm going to go in and blend out the chin. Can you see how it's slowly taking shape already? You're probably thinking, no, girl. But trust me, it will. And then we're going to go in and do the forehead. Foundation wise, I'm actually going to go in again with a HMB Cosmetics product. I just think HMB Cosmetics, when it comes to face and base products, actually liners, everything, I just feel like as a cosmetics brand they are unmatched at the minute, and I feel like they've got so many great products which I reach for daily. Now this is the Silky Matte Weightless Foundation. It comes in such a beautiful glass bottle and I love this. Whether you are an oily skin or a dry skin person, this sits on the skin like velvet and lasts, and my skin does not get oily underneath this one. There is also another HMB foundation which I love, but my skin gets quite oily with it. This one, however, I do my makeup and I know my makeup will look and last like that all day, which is a godsend. Now this is in the shade MF9W. I'm going to go in and literally apply one pump to my hand. We probably won't even use all of that, is what I'm saying. Like, that is how good this technique is. And then to apply this foundation to the skin, I'm going to go in with a Peaches and Cream PC08 brush. I just literally freshly cleaned this, so this is going to feel really nice on the skin. And I'm just going to go in and really work that product into my hand because this won't actually take a lot of blending getting these two together. And then we're just going to go in and apply the foundation kind of in the gaps. And you can see and watch how this blends together beautifully. And this is the point where you can gently kind of tap those bronzer lines. And you'll start to see like how the base can look so airbrushed. I'm just going to do a little bit on my nose. Nothing too crazy, and a little bit on my head. Can you see why I've done it? The blend of this is honestly a joke. Like, guys, when I tried this for the first time, I was shook. Literally still got loads of foundation on my hand. Feel like the camera's not really picking it up. But this just blends like a dream. And don't forget to blend out that little bit on your neck as well. It just gives my skin almost like an AI look doing it this way around. I love underpainting. I've said it. I love it, okay? And as I say, just really work that product in. And then we're ready to start using our powder products and set it all together very soon. And up close, this is what it's looking like at the moment. Absolutely gorge, but let's get some blush on. Let's kind of pink it up a little bit. For blush, again, I'm going to go in with like a favourite at the moment. This is from Iconic London. It's the Blurring Blush Stick, and this is in the shade Mimosa. It's the most beautiful pinky coral ever. And you can actually apply this directly to the skin, but I prefer just using a brush so I can be a little bit more precise. I just think this shade, oh my God, like, I genuinely don't feel like I've used another cream product since I got my hand on this about 2 months ago. That's how you know how much I love the shade. And take a Peaches and Cream brush. This is PC03. I know my brush sets are so mixed up at the minute, but I just have different favourites from different brands. So at the minute, they're all a little bit discombobulated. Anyway, working the product in on the back of my hand onto this brush, and then I'm just going to keep that really, really nice and high. I'm just going to apply that blush. Now, camera's not really picking it up so much, but can you see how stunning this coral shade is? Like, honestly, this is so complimentary with every look I do, genuinely. And then I'm just going to apply at the top of the nose. And then same again, guys, on this side, keeping it really, really nice and high. I actually think I want to go in and apply more because we're going to be setting down the under eyes anyway, which will reduce the kind of look of this. So I want to make sure that she's seen because I love this so much. And I actually love the formula. Now, Iconic London for me is one of those brands that when I was younger, I never used to try it. Now, I am obsessed. They've got so many gorgeous bits. I've actually just ordered the kind of like bronzing serum to try underneath makeup, so I'm excited to check that one out. I feel like that's going to be a staple for summer. But yeah, if you haven't tried the blurring blush sticks, 10 out of 10 recommend. Literally, how gorgeous is that? But let's set these under eyes. Before I apply the powder, I'm just going to go in and use my sponge again, just to make sure that there's no like deep creases, because we don't want to set that where possible. Like so. And then I'm going to go in and take my Huda Little Powder Puff and my Huda Loose powder in the shade Pound Cake, tap off the excess, and then just set my under eyes like so. I love this powder. It is worth every pound. I just think it is the most blurring powder ever, and it actually lasts and doesn't give flashback. Like, Huda will always be worth the money in my eyes. And then with this Huda powder, I'm actually just going to go in and set anywhere on my face that I would like to. So that is like my chin, my oily areas, smile lines. Like, I go in quite heavy with this because the foundation is like got a really, really lovely finish. I feel like I can really set this quite heavily, yet my foundation can still look like skin underneath. But I will show you. I think credit has to go to like the setting sprays and stuff as well. But yeah, just setting my face. Even up close and personal, can you still see how beautiful that little blush and bronze combo is? Bear in mind, I've just powdered over the top and we haven't set with like actual bronzer powder yet and stuff. So yeah, don't be shy with using a loose powder, because I'm definitely not. And I still always like how my makeup looks. I am today, however, just going to go in and lightly bake just under the cheekbones like so. Nothing too crazy, but I just want to make sure they are looking nice and sculpted. I whipped out my little Jordana t-shirt bronzer duo again, because like I said, this has also got the matching powder product in the same shade. Like I said, I used Palm Paradise. And again, this is a random brush from the HMB Cosmetics brush powder set. This is the P04. And I'm just going to go in and set in place my cream bronzer, essentially. Light dusting of this. This is really, really pigmented. Again, it's such a beautiful shade, which is why I love it so much. I think Palm Paradise is one of JTC's best sellers. I can see why. I think it's so flattering, and also just going to set my cheekbones as well. We're still going to look really sculpted though, because obviously at the moment it is still baking. But yeah, this product is honestly gorgeous. I would absolutely recommend it. And actually for travel, it's really travel friendly, because you've got this gorgeous little compact. Then to set my blush in place, I actually use Peachy Keen from Trigwell Cosmetics. This shade is very similar to Mimosa and I love it. This is actually a highlight and blush palette. I use this every single day. I've had it for nearly a year and I still haven't hit pan. It still looks untouched, which is crazy, because that's how you know it's well pigmented. Have any of you guys seen the controversy at the minute with Trigwell Cosmetics? Like, I love Zoe. I've met Zoe and she is such a kind human. That's who owns Trigwell, by the way. And the fact that all of this is going on at the moment is heartbreaking. So I feel like if you guys need to top up or like stock up on anything that's, I don't know, Trigwell Cosmetics, or if you want to support the brand, even just dropping them a follow will help them out so much, because they are a little business. But yeah, basically there's a lot of controversy at the minute about repackaging and a larger brand. Yeah. And there's a lawsuit. I don't know. I just feel like love Zoe so much. Hope she's okay. And this palette's amazing. So if ever you want to try anything Trigwell, now is the time to. Like I said, I've just applied that blush. As you can see, it's literally the most beautiful shade ever. But I actually also use this highlight shade to do not only my nose contour, but also my normal highlight. So I take a little bit on my ring finger and then literally apply to my nose. Can you see why I love it? Like, it's so beautiful. But let's grab a brush and we'll just put a bit on the cheeks as well. Couldn't find my usual highlight brush, so I'm taking this big old one, but we'll just do it on the edge. And a little light dusting of this. She's pigmented, actually. Told you light dusting, but this is quite a dense brush. Oh well, we're popping now. Then we're going to go in and just gently dust away this little bake. Can you see how the cheekbones are looking sculpted? Literally obsessed with the skin, guys. What do you think so far? Told you it was a trust the process situation, didn't I? Because trust me, I know how crazy I look when I start underpainting, but it gives results. Before I do my lips, I'm just going to go in and set my face. This is my favourite Holy Grail setting spray. This is the Huda Easy Bake. I actually have this size and then a mini size that I can take like on nights out, for example. But this is beautiful. If ever you need your makeup to last for an occasion, or you're going out, or it's a wedding, it's a hot day, this will literally have you covered all day. Like, I don't know what's in this, but it works. I'm just going to let that dry down a little bit. I also like the smell. I think it's really, really subtle, which is nice, because some setting sprays are a bit too strong for me. But yeah, this is honestly absolutely amazing. It also contains niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and it's alcohol-free and fragrance-free. humongous slate as a sensitive skin girly. Lips wise, I'm going to take two liners, HMB Cosmetics shade 05 and 03. They actually both need a sharpen because I use these every day. But fun fact, when you buy a lip liner, they actually all come with a sharpener, which is a massive slay. I feel like, why do not all brands do that? I feel like it makes such a difference because the amount of times I will literally rip all of those drawers out looking for a sharpener is not cute. Come nice and close. I'm going to go in and use 03 first, which is slightly darker. So creamy, so sculpting, and the shades, wow, they've got like 10 shades. I think they're all stunning. As well, if you need to lean on your chin to do your lip liner, sit on your powder puff like that, makes it easier. Now I'm going to go in and just basically overline with 05 as well. And then I actually use the HMB Cosmetics glosses. This isn't the matching shade. This is actually shade 08, but it is so complimentary. These glosses as well feel like velvet on the skin, and they're not sticky and tacky. If anything, they feel a little bit more like a lip oil. But we're just going to blend the liner and the gloss together. Even if I wanted more of like a matte lip look, I would still use this, but then like tap off the excess a little bit. The other thing I would potentially do is do like a lower lash mascara. Obviously I have got eyelash extensions on. Fun fact, I've literally got infills tomorrow, so right now these are probably at their weakest. So imagine a slightly darker lash line. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. I'll come up close and I'll take the hair out and I'll show you like the big reveal. Then this is what it is looking like, all done. What do you guys think? I am honestly so obsessed with this look. I feel like this is my perfect soft glam that I've got completely used to doing. I think hair like this as well, it's just the perfect look. I think it's complimentary. Skin looks gorgeous. It looks airbrushed and like AI, but still looks like skin. I think the blush is so complimentary. It's nice for any eye colour and the eyeshadow as well. I just feel like this is perfect for any occasion, any outfit colour, any hair colour, any skin tone, you name it. This kind of style of makeup, I am just so here for it. So thank you so much for doing it with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I hope you found the tutorial super useful, and I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me, and make sure you guys drop me a follow on all my socials and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next and if you like this style of video in this location. Bye guys.